First of all, I'm really happy to record my very first content, my very first video for 2026, diving into source, different qualities of source or states of consciousness, or the different God qualities. And I might be putting on more videos later, going even deeper into the different qualities as I form this content. And again, this is not inspired in any study. It's not something you can just Google and YouTube and you find, someone talking about this. But this is my theory. This is the perception that I have about myself, about others, and the things I'm about to review might resonate a lot to what you were experiencing as after living in 5 different countries, over 15 different cities around the world. I realized people are people everywhere. God is everywhere. And God, although we say there's only one God, how is that possible that two people, two believers who believe God is in all things, that God is love, and that they love God, and if these two people believe in God and they believe God is in all things and God is love, how can they not love each other? Or why are they not in love with each other? Why do they still fight and argue? Yeah, sometimes there's that lack of belief, the lack of I believe in this, you believe in that, and two people can be fully in love with each other and they don't know where that comes from. But that also happens. So I've been in both places, and after um, exploring different romantic relationships in order to understand the source of God, I really thought and believe through relationships, from romantic relationships, it gets easier to understand better these different polarities you have within yourself, woman and man, the sun and the moon. But more than that, understanding these three qualities of source that we're going to talk about. And the way I would like to present them are as colors. So the red color, the black color, the white, the body, the mind, the soul. The source is what we also call the spirit of consciousness. And there's consciousness with each of these three aspects that I've just listed. So the God consciousness in red is different than the God consciousness in white. That is also a little slight different than the God quality in black. Yet we're all governed, moved by these three sources, these three powers. And when we don't understand them really well, then we're not sure why we're moving in the direction we're moving, or why our thoughts seem to be going right instead of going left, and why is that you wanted something the day before and today you wake up wanting a different thing. So I think we are all multidimensional beings, and with this multidimensionality, these qualities can change from time to time, and as we start to getting more comfortable with what it's show in front of you, meaning the people you interact with will also mirror your inequality, or will mirror the opposite quality, or a quality that is not opposite to it and it's against it. And maybe when that quality is against it, this is what we call devil. This is what we call, the enemy, because that quality doesn't seem to fit in the moment, and we're like, something is trying to affect us here, to destroy us. And isn't how we see the devil, like something that is against us? Like God is for me, therefore the devil is against me, right? So Perhaps we've been calling God and the devil these three different qualities of consciousness, of energy, in different ways. And sometimes you feel more connected to one quality than the other. And maybe you have your own preference also of which energy you feel moved by the most and you feel connected um, the most. And maybe you also feel connected to these three different qualities and you feel pretty balanced, meaning you don't repel when you're in one and you're not in the other. But if you're not aware of any of them, most likely you keep an argument with yourself and conflict with yourself, and you get pissed off for things go sometimes in one way instead of going the other way. So stay with me as we get deeper and deeper into this. So the first quality is the body, is the red ray, the red energy. It's the I am quality, the spirit that moves one is also a God quality. It's also what we call God. And desire and presence is blissful. It's just radiating. It's just so much love. It's just so delicious. Like that magnetic presence. It's like it can attract so much, people, so many experiences. Um, we're not here to judge which ones are good or bad, because when something bright shines so bright and magnetically, you can attract different experiences. So depending on how your mindset is being trained, you might be judging one experience as good and the other experience as bad. Um, so this goes beyond the that spirit and into the mental, which we're gonna cover shortly. But this is what happens sometimes when people can be very spiritual, but they haven't worked much on their mindset. Um, so the vibration is magnetically, they're vibrating really high, yeah, but the experience takes over and they can't quite process like logically or in a way, like in a positive way. So they will judge later the experience if they don't have a strong mindset and a mindset that is filled with positive beliefs about life. Like when you believe there are no bad experiences, everything's a lesson. All the experiences you've had in your life was simply a lesson, was a call for help, was a way to help you integrate something within you or serve another person. When you start to really embody this truth, your levels of frustration will decrease. You feel less stressed about things. You will learn how to use language in your favor. So you pray for the other person. You pray for yourself in the moment. You pray to God. You're like, look at what just happened, but yeah, I want to believe this one was meant to happen exactly as it happened. So you're not gonna be blaming, oh, that was the devil. He's the one who keeps coming after me, and he's been trying uh to manipulate my reality and disconnect me from God, from the real God. And isn't that funny? Because it's like really, do like imagine like three people embodying each of these energies, right? It can be very strong. It can be a very powerful field. So the red light, the black and the white light, or the emotion, the logic, and the superpower that creates it all together, which we will cover that, but it's represented by the color white. Um, and this is my theory. You might relate to it or not, but I'm gonna make it sense. It's going to make sense for you. So when red is the absence of knowledge, of good and bad, of right and wrong, but it's just unconscious also. It's just like never thinking. It's just like it's just how it is, right? There's a little bit of of manipulation there though, because when you're resonating, when you're operating from this quality, you are ultimately serving a purpose, whether that is just be in the present moment and make other people happy, and you not try to take from the other person. You're just serving. Yeah, with that serving comes a lot, because this energy can be connected to the higher power that sees all things, and can access the field, the collective consciousness field, and it sees exactly what is needed in each area, in each place. So it will act in favor to it. Does that make sense? It's not serving fully itself. It can serve itself, yes, at times, but not by itself. Usually, there's the help of a different component there along. But a lot of the times, it's gonna say everything that is needed to serve the highest good of what is needed in that particular place, or to those individuals in that area. So we have the black power, which is also about quality. And I would say this quality is linked to the mental plane, to the mind, to what we call, oh, life is a mental game. It's really very much business. It's very much straightforward to what is, as opposed to anticipation of the future or precipitations about what has happened. It's just very present. It can be so present that it will get whatever it wants in the present moment with that power. It has that quality, that ability to get it. I get it. It's what it's used in business at all times. So we save time. So we're not here to process our emotions and care about how the other person is feeling. We're just here to get it done. You know, the purpose is it's very focused on the outcome. So if the outcome is to generate sales, so all those minds guided by that energy will just work in harmony to accomplish that purpose, and everybody is already in place to the end goal, which is generate sales, to make sales. Yeah. The energy is great also for writing. So there, it's free from distractions, very clear. It's using a lot of intellect, logic, some emotion to it, but the language is simplified as opposed to complex and intuitive. It's just really straightforward. It's clear. When you read a book, a lot of the times the language was written, well, the language was written, it could have been written and guided by any of those three qualities, red, black, and white, but mostly by the black power. So that pool of energy, that source, can help people to become successful, can help you become more focused, but it also lacks contact with your emotions. So you get pretty much in the zone. The way how it feels like for me when I'm connected to that energy, yeah, is like disconnection from my emotions, and more of the more of like what's going on right now. So I'm just very narrow focus on what's in front of me, what needs to be done. So I'm gonna say and do whatever it takes to do that thing. And sometimes it feels a little tight, a little compression, heaviness also in my heart when I'm not connected to it. It feels like I can't see beyond it. I can only see what's in front of me, and I'm judging the situation. I'm analyzing the situation, in the way it is. So anything analytical, judgmental, and intellectual is moved by that black source. And that black energy, the black power, it's not like it's black energy, okay? Because like I'm sure you might have heard like, oh, black energy, black magic, or whatever. But aren't there so many people there? They're actually like more black than white. They never thought of that, right? Like black energy. So that's what it's called, literally, because the black simply implies structure, firmness. It implies, um, if you look on Google, the yin yang qualities, there are some components to both of these energies. In the dark energy is seen as firm, structure, logical. It's seen as the yang, right? Although I'm not using yin and yang to this theory, I'm using black, red, and white and just source. I think even yin and yang, it's misinterpreted sometimes based on the things that it says. But if you think of the black source, as the lack of emotions and heart and love, and you just think of it as really straight and firm, you can realize that, like, well, I can do a lot with this energy. I can do a lot when I'm tapped into tapped in, tuned in this quality, but I don't get much feeling. I get more done than I feel more. So ultimately, what is the purpose here? Is that you feel more so you can leave more? Do you feel more? Do you leave better when you feel more positive things, or when you don't feel anything and you're just hoping to feel something? Um, Maybe we have lived for quite some time to searching to feel something. Have you ever thought of that? Like, I remember a time in my life when I was like, somebody asked me, what are you looking for? I said, I'm looking for happiness. I was just looking for myself. I was just looking for a way to be with myself. I was just looking for a way to feel my body because I was just so numbed. When have you ever met someone who feels really numbed? They feel like pretty disconnected to their heart. They're just doing, thinking, talking. Yeah. So the black energy can also be seen as the yang, as it's presented. If you look, on Google and other platforms, line, for their lines of interpretation, different interpretations for that. But they see the yang as the active, rational, enthusiastic, direct, mental, outgoing, logical, reactive, upward seeking, fast, restless, and productive quality of energy. So if that makes sense to you, then you're starting to resonate a little bit more. Yeah. So we also have the white quality. We've talked about black. We'll cover a little bit of white. Then we're going to cover white. So white to me is pure consciousness. It's pure light, pure bliss. It's that quality that brings people together, that creates amazing things in life, that wants to create abundance, anything that is higher than hope and love. So anything below hope, that quality of energy is not really interested to it. But the white source, the spirit, it's also tied into Jesus. I think Jesus is also seen in these three different qualities of energies. People will feel more connected to red, to black, or to white, and they all call that Jesus. That's something very interesting that got me, you know, thinking of it. Like, okay, yeah, if I love Jesus and this person loves Jesus, why can't we get along? Until I realized later how, you know, the difference of qualities that we're talking about. So white is very loving, is very nurturing, is this motherly energy, is this the whisper you hear in your ears, is Virgin, is Mother Mary. It's kind, it seeks compassion, it seeks forgiveness, it seeks unconditional love. It also brings possibilities, anything that will create hope within your heart. It brings you into the present moment. When you're in the present moment, radiating from this light, you just love everyone. You can't see anything else but love. While red is very magnetic, it can see and radiate so much of that frequency. It can also distinct what is not it. So when it sees something like, and this is in red, right? So like when the red light sees someone who doesn't seem to be aligned with it or doesn't seem to be interesting to it, it might repel. Or even if it sees black, perhaps it might repel. But red will get along with white or red. It's easy to get along with those qualities. But red won't get along as much with black. And white will get along with any of these qualities because it radiates so much love. So in romantic relationships, when I'm tapped in white, fully in white, I will see everything as love, that even a monster might appear as attractive because he's going to have to match my inequality, the quality I'm operating from. So he's going to be loving, he's going to be kind, he's going to say things that will make me feel, continue to be in love with myself. And ultimately, it's only you. If you're the only one, if you're only experiencing yourself at all times, you can start to realize that everybody else are just characters, like projecting, mirroring your inner state at all times. So the times will be that are times that at times they will feel good, at other times they will feel not as good, depending on where you're coming from or where that person's coming from and how those energies are being mixed in them in the moment and generating a certain state to both people. That's the interesting part of it, right? That I didn't cover. But two entities, one is operating from one state, the other entity is operating from another state. Both will equal a specific type of field, and that field might be more pleasing to one side than the other. So I meet someone and they might really like how they feel around me and the energy we've created together, the energy that came out of both of us together. He has black, I have white, so there's a certain amount of white that is being drawn into his field. There's a certain amount of black darkness that has been filled into my field. Therefore, I'm feeling now in a particular kind of way that might not feel as good as it feels like for him. Why? Because he is used to being fully connected to the black source, which lacks a lot of those feelings, a lot of the positive qualities, the kindness, the generosity, the humility, the love, the hope, the belief that we are infinite beings, that we were designed for greatness, and all those different beliefs there you can think about yourself, they are empowering, right? So if I'm filled of those and I mix with somebody who doesn't have all of that formed yet, I might take in a little bit of their darkness, and I might feel a little different. I might be feeling like a part of myself is not here. And this has happened several times because the last few years for me, while I've been exploring myself and traveling, this is what's been happening. I just gravitate towards different entities. And in order to live, you need other people. And when you're not consistent with your relationships and you're not consistent by living in one particular kind of place, you tend to mix in with too many different people there. Later on, what's happening inside you? How can't you get crazy? Like I get that asked. I get the question sometimes, like, how haven't you gone crazy after all those things you've gone through? And I'm really grateful to God that I feel like I'm very different. Yes, there are times that I'm thinking a little different or acting in a certain way that doesn't fit the present moment or the situation I'm in. But at least I have awareness of, like, you know what, the way I'm feeling, it's not ideal to be in this particular environment right now. I'm gonna make different plans right now. It doesn't seem fair. It doesn't seem right. So I get that. I have the awareness. Therefore, this saves me from embarrassing myself. Although I have embarrassed myself in some relationships and some interactions for not because I can tell already when it doesn't seem like it's meant to be. And to me, what it's not meant to be feels like a mismatch of energy of, like, if I'm coming from the black power, and black wants to dominate, he wants to get to the end goal. Yeah. So if I'm driven by black, and black is very firm with its beliefs, with its intentions, with its outcomes, it doesn't want anything on its way. So if I'm with somebody else who has the same attitude, we'll be in conflict. We're not going anywhere. So this had happened before in a relationship where I was with this guy, and we were both kind of like filled with the black energy, with the darkness, and we couldn't really have good feelings to each other, although we were attracted to each other, we were enjoying each other, we thought we were liking each other. But in that moment, our state of consciousness was fully tapped in black, in logic. So I wanted to dominate. I wanted to be consistent with how I think it should be, how smart it is, and I feel like I'm being guided, and I want to go with the guidance, and he is doing the same. So we argue because I want to go left and he wants to go right. Therefore, we can get along, and we end up arguing, fighting to each other. But there has been another situation where I'm coming from this drunk energy of, like, I'm just in love with myself. I just love you just as you are, although you're not even that attractive, dude, but I can still look at you and love you. It feels amazing to be with you. I'm loving what I'm feeling. So for as long as I'm loving what I'm feeling, and if I'm feeling myself and I'm not feeling too much of somebody else's attitude, then it's all love. Then it's all good. Um, I'm really sure there will be plenty of case scenarios of people, relationships that I'll get to present in these videos and in future sessions. But for today, I'm gonna close out with this. Just start to bring awareness to yourself and see where you are right now, even as you listen to this video. Do you feel like you've been judging a lot, analyzing a lot of what I've been saying? Do you feel like you've been feeling a lot of love and connecting a lot with what I'm seeing, with what I'm saying? And you feel like this is pleasing, this is empowering, this is healing? Or does it feel like nothing's really making sense? If nothing's really making some sense to you right now, but you're still enjoying what you're listening, you're probably coming from the red state, the body. If you're balanced in these three energy with these three qualities of energies, then everything I'm speaking, it's making a lot of sense to you. If you're judging only, analyzing only, that means you have to return to your heart. You need to reconnect a little more to your heart. And again, as we get deeper and deeper and realizing the source within us and how others will project from these different qualities of energies, I think the game of life tends to get easier and easier. Don't you think so? Like it gets easier and easier because now you don't need to resist and fight to what is anymore. You simply understand. And when you know the tools, when you know what are the words and the internal tools you can apply to switch from one place to the other or to help someone to switch from one place to the other, dude, you might be really dangerous right there. That's the level of self-awareness I want to get to, isn't what you want to, but it's not where I am yet. I have I've gotten frustrated in the past or not understanding how I would just switch from super woman to the most stupid girl, you know? And it was very stressful to me to for my awareness, to my spirit, to like contain these two places. But now I have come to this point and I'm so grateful and thankful to my past relationships, like to the exes, to the assholes, to the exes, the exes, the exes and the assholes, who were incredible teachers. I mean, romantic relationships can be teachers. They can be the fastest way to enlightenment, to self-realization. You realize so much about yourself, the other person, the woman, the man nature within each one of us. You realize so many of your weakness, and by realizing your weakness, your strengths, and how life works, and how these three states of consciousness are happening simultaneously, always at the same time. Therefore, you can always tap into the one that favors you most once you understand and know how to jump from one place to the other and help the other person to jump to a more empowering state other than a disempowering state. It can be disempowering when you're in red and black, depending on the content, depending on what kind of content is being presented, the interaction, the environment, what is that doing? You know, why? Because when the belief systems are toxic and negative and you're operating from black, it's only judgment, it's only toxicity, it's not empowering, it's not true. So you can feel how you feel when you're just tapped into that, you know? But when you come to red and you also feel like you have so much of that power of the magnetic energy present and you just filled with the toxicity, just with negative thoughts and negativity, also that which was life and love can become hate. That's why they say also there's a thin line between love and hate. Yeah. So think about this. People say, oh, black and white is like angel and the devil. Like, why is the angel black as the devil? The way I see is that there's black and red. White is the Tao. Although red could also be the Tao and could be also black and red and white. Because the Tao is that space in between where it's neither logic or emotions. It's neither rational or emotions. It simply is. It's the absence of labels. It's the absence um of the boxes. Life simply is. It's like taking off my glasses and seeing everything as it is. And it's so bright and it's so beautiful. And achieving and reaching this place within yourself of like, you know, realizing this three places and how they are always working. You can really tell at any time when you're in contact with the external world where you're coming from. Like what's missing right now? Is red missing? Is black missing? Do I have more of white? Do I have more of red? Do I need a little more of all of them at the same time? So it's great, you know, to reach this level of awareness and explore this theory as I as I bring this onto you, because literally you can start applying this in real life, and, and just be more observant, Oh, when I feel like the three are present, everything feels connected. Body, mind, and soul feels really connected. There's no separation. I just feel whole. Life just keeps happening. I'm not pushing anything away from me or repressing or resisting. It's just delicious. It's blissful. It's heaven and earth. I'm whole. And I have this three together: body, mind, and soul, black, red, and white. When I'm just tapped in black, it feels like my heart's missing. I'm not feeling anything. Therefore, why is life even worth living? Well, because I have to get things done, because I'm operating from doing and obligations and service. So I have to do what is requested for me to do. This was something my heart asked from me. So I have to do this, even though I'm not feeling like the one who wanted to do this at first place. I still do it anyways. Isn't that your case? You've been there. Um, and when you feel like sometimes maybe it's just red, right? It's not really your mind. You're not really thinking about anything. You feel like you're not connecting to your thoughts or your inner world, but you're just in the present moment, and you're just the body, and you're just going out there and doing. Be careful, because you're still gonna return home. You're still gonna return to your thinking and to your feeling. So depending on what you're doing, when you're just coming from that place of flow of doing, being, doing, remember, you're still creating, you're still cultivating things that are coming inside. So the perfect balance, yes, is just doing while remaining, while staying connected to that source within you. So you can see how it's changing your chemistry, how your body chemistry is changing based on the things you're doing. But you're not repressing, you're not resisting, you're just accepting everything as it is. And at times when you feel like you need to stop, um, for example, I might need to stop very soon. Uh I've been doing this on for a while. I've been doing this video for a while. So there's a moment to stop, and the moment to stop is like when I'll close my eyes, I'll do some meditation, I'll do some yoga, because you can get really easily taken by the external forces and disconnect from what's been created within yourself. I think right now this video was recorded from a red state. I don't feel like that connected yet. I was feeling like that, but I did get a little tired as I recorded this video twice. In the first video was too much noise in the background. The second one, it wasn't even recording yet. I decided to record this now, but it feels like it's time to wrap it up. So I'm gonna close it here, but please stay tuned to upcoming videos, as I will continue to explore and go deeper on the theory of source, understanding source and its different qualities. Hey, this is Maria. So if you really enjoyed this video, I just wanted to tell you I've recently launched my platform, my very first platform, sleeprewire.pro. There are 30 guided meditations recorded by me, and this is the perfect platform to help you optimize your sleep, in order to help you manifest the life of your dreams, in order to help you get in full alignment with your thoughts, your feelings, and act as if. In other words, it's the perfect tool to help you live better and to become more authentic. So I have a promotion right now going on where you can start for $1. This is a trial, 7 days trial for $1. Head over to the www.sleeprewire.pro. Thank you.